Good morning. I think we're going on about 2 weeks of this being homeless. I still feel fortunate enough to have a truck. My food situation's better. My food situation's better for when I just walked out the house and was like, "Oh my God, where am I gonna eat?" Like that was pretty interesting. Like the first time in my life where I literally was like, went up to the counter and I'm like, "Can I have this old banana?" Like I didn't know the resources of where I can go and what I can do um, in a situation like that. I mean, the pantries were closed right at that time, but I guess luckily one of my friends was like, "Oh, I see your situation and I can get you a gift card for some food." And I was like, "Oh, great," because it was getting pretty rugged. It was like a hot day, and I was just like, yeah, it was getting pretty tough. And I don't know what's gonna happen with my cell phone. Like I don't know what happens with my bill. Like I'm just thankful that it's still on. So even making these videos might even get a little dicey as to what I'm gonna do with that. Maybe they got a plan that I can keep it on. We'll see. I mean, I've been with T-Mobile for like 20 years, so it's like when you're with something for that long, you're just like, oh well, you know, you just would like to stay with that company for whatever reason, right? Um, but with that being said, um, sorry, somebody's coming by. Made it back to the beach. What was I gonna say? Gonna try to get in my workout today. I'm gonna try to get it. Hey, puppies. I'm gonna try to get in my workout today. People that like, they're like, "Oh, you want to do that? You that's your thing." But I'm like, no, it's work. It's work, and it does help with the rescues. It helps to be strong. It helps to be a physical being, especially when you're dealing with those type of incidents, right? Like in the water, you want to be strong, you want to be aggressive. I think that is the biggest payoff when it comes to, like, it's not like being a tough fighter guy. It's not really looking in shape. I think the biggest payoff is that you can be this physical, strong being in situations where you just have to be. There's no other where that's going to really pay off. And as far as people that've been saying, get a job and everything like that and all this kind of stuff, I'm not like right now. I kind of like that it's on pause, even though I'm roughing it out in the truck. That whole deal. I mean, I've been putting in applications slowly, but honestly, my purpose, I love being around the ocean. I love my beach life. I love surfing. I love everything. You know, all the beautiful women down there. Everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love all that comes along with being along the beachfront. There's a lot of things going on. Even though I like the kickback, the laid back time of year where everybody's just kind of chill now, and it's just us locals pretty much holding it down as far as like going out there. Like there won't be a soul out there in about 3 or 4 months, and if I have the opportunity, I'll go out there and pick up trash. Trash washes in all year long. Obviously, I proved that last year. So yeah, with that being said, going back to get a job, all that kind of stuff. Let's just put it this way. This is a cold, hard fact of 100% in my mind, like almost 100%, that if I did not do what I do, people wouldn't be here. People would literally drown if I wasn't out here doing what I do. Now, in your life, now this is up to you. How many people would be like, look, I can make a difference like that. I can save a life. I know that this is going to happen. How many people would position themselves to be like, look, this is a real situation. This is really happening. This isn't my mind. I know if I'm not there, if people aren't there like me, somebody is going to die today, right? That's just black and white, whatever you want to call it. Would you go there and try to help those people? Would you go there and try to help those people, right? Or would you say, that's the world. I got to go do my thing. I need to go somewhere else in the world. That's their problem, right? How many people that I know, even know as my friends or whatever, would be like, no, 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 I could help. Somebody's gonna die there today. Somebody's not gonna make it if I'm not there. Like I feel it. I know it. Right? So, but then you get a bunch of people to be like, oh, who cares? You can't keep doing that. You can't view. You gotta let them go. You gotta let them be stupid. You know what I'm saying? So I get caught up in this whole dilemma because I guess the thing that makes me a little bit more sensitive is that I've dealt with those kind of things. Now, I don't know where else I could help save someone's life or have such an impact. But I think when you're dealing with when you have to deal with the aftermath of these type of incidents, right, it gives you more of a motivation to try and help and want to help, right? Like if you watch somebody go through an illness, right? And then you know that you can cure that illness and it's up to you to help people make those kind of decisions. Wouldn't you want to go and do it? You know, or whatever. Well, knowing that you can save people's lives. And then it's like, well, who are you actually saving? Nobody cares. You're in your truck. Obviously, nobody cares about you. Like, look at what the world has done to you, right? So it's a really interesting thing. Like, why do you even care about these people, right? Why do you even? They put you in your truck, dude. Like, I know I have all these things like bouncing back and forth in my mind to be like, is this something that I'm just waiting for? You know what I'm saying? Am I that bad of a person? There's nothing that I do in my life that a typical American doesn't do. Maybe if you want to put me under a microscope, you could try and pick me apart, but you could do that with anyone. You know? It's like, is it just so ashamed to be like, hey, this is what we are, right? People do what I do. People do what I do. They play their video games, they watch their movies, they watch sports. Aside from, this is how people spend their time here. You know what I'm saying? This is what we do. And people like to go at each other for drama and all that kind of stuff that creates drama. They like to nitpick at each other, and I know that, and that's always hard to tune out of your head, but like, that's just reality, man. Like, it kind of sucks, but that's just how people get paid. People get money, and it's sad, right? But it's just the truth. And with that being said, today I'm going to try to get my workout in. Like I said, it's work. It's work. Honestly, I'll be happy. Sorry. I'll be happy when I'm done and it's over. And I get back to my truck and I can do my beach clean. And that's when the chill and just hope nobody runs into trouble. So yeah, that's about it for now, and I'll check back in later.